Okay, here we are. We're recording now. So there are a lot of new faces. I see you guys. I want to see your faces. So I want you guys to take a look at our screen. If you are on the screen right now, if you're here, if you are able to turn on your camera, turn it on. It is like, it's so nice to see your faces, to get to know you, to put a face on the name. It's fun to see you guys. So we all want to know each other better. I know you can see my face. You can see some of our faces. See, there you go. It's like you open the window. I love it. Like the plane window, like whoop, and whatever. So for those of you that are new here, maybe you guys don't know who this crazy person that is on the other end of your emails and posts. And here I am Paula Chavez. I've been a rep with Zaya for about 3 years and a half, February 2017. Zaya was only like a year old. And to be honest, I joined Zaya just thinking, well, I'm always wearing activewear. And I have to say, I joined Zaya for the income. Like it was like, oh, I can sell that and make some extra money. We were struggling to pay the bills. We didn't have enough check we had too much month at the end of the checks. And I was working 3 jobs, 4 jobs. My husband was working full time. He was like, maybe I need to find a part-time job. I'm like, when? Like, there's no more hours in the day. And I was like, okay, I'll teach more classes. But then I was a fitness instructor. And then at that point, I'm like, but when? Like, then that means I'm never going to be home and my body's tired. So that's when I'm like, okay, I could totally wear the leggings and sell them. So I thought, couple $100 here and there will help so that we can take the kids for ice cream. We can buy groceries without putting them on credit card. And very quickly, I realized, man, this is a gold mine. There is like a legging MLM. Like, seriously, this is what I said yes to. Once my starter kit arrived, because I had not tried any pants. So those of you that you're like, you put on the pants and you're like, oh my God, I love this, or you're overthinking if you're like, that wasn't me. I'm like, I'm going to run with this thing. I was already sold on the industry. I already knew that this was a great business model, which was selling a product without having to buy inventory. And I know this because growing up in Colombia, I'm from Colombia, South America, I sold jewelry, I sold candy. Like I would go to like a place, think of like Costco, but more like the like down in like the creepy areas of the city where they sold like, I don't know if it was even legal, but I don't know how they got to the country, but they sold like sneakers. Like that was a big deal when I was little in school. So I would buy like wholesale price and go to school and sell them. So it was awesome. So I've always had money stashed somewhere because I like being independent. I hated asking for money. And then when I was grown, like that thing of like, I always had to ask my husband if we had money in the bank account because I needed milk and eggs. And he like, no, babe, wait until the 15th. I'm like, man, this sucks so much. This is terrible. And we're working so hard. Like I had never worked so hard in my life, and we had never been broker. That's a word, right? Okay. We had never been in so much debt, overworked, and just stressed from that. So Zaya came into my life and I was totally sold. I'm like, I'm doing this. I believed in myself. I believed in the opportunity. I believed in people. I believed in if I work hard, things will happen. Maybe some of you are not there yet. Not that you don't know how to work hard, but that you're not yet sold on the opportunity. You're not sold on yourself and believing in yourself. And this book, you guys, Secrets of, like, this is a book that you look at it at a bookstore and I guarantee you would not pick it up. Like, this is a book that I think this book should be mandatory. Not and don't be deceived by the title. I think the title is a problem. As a matter of fact, somebody, I think you're on the call and I won't call you out, But somebody asked me what book I was reading, and she said, oh, but I'm not earning six figures yet. I'm like, I know, and it doesn't matter. Read the book anyway. And we have some amazing women here. So we've been doing a book club. I chose this book. I put it out there. I said, let's read this book. We need it. I'm not even done with it. Like, I'm halfway through this book, just reading, it's most of it is now yellow from the highlighter. It's just a lot of things. And I asked the girls on our book club meeting Sunday morning, I said, girls, would you share your breakthroughs? The moments where you've been like, huh, this is me. So some of the girls are here, some of them may be a little bit later because, you know, kids and mom duties and things like that. But if you've read the book already, if you've been reading it and you have something that you're like, oh, I want to add to it, any of you that want to share, let's give the time first to the girls that said yes to speaking about it, and then we'd love to hear from you. But I tell you, making six figures is not about the perfect script. It's not about how much work exactly you need to put, because it's different for everybody. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you what, my goal is to help you achieve your goals. And I know that many of you joined this business to make it a business, that gives you profit. Maybe you joined because you wanted to do something fun, because you love the leggings. But I do believe that at the bottom of it all, especially if you're on this call and if you're listening to this recording, you want to make more money. Yes or yes? Yes or yes, right? You're like, yeah, but there's no other option. Yeah. So I think the biggest obstacle we'll find when it comes to moving the needle forward and earning bigger paychecks is ourselves. We are our biggest obstacle. So I think you're going to find a lot of value today. I am sure you're going to find a lot of value. And don't just think about yourself. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm already past all this. I'm going to tell you, pay attention, because the breakthroughs that these girls will share with you, a lot of the struggles they just realized they were having, the people that you're prospecting, the people that you're talking to, the people that are reading your posts and haven't said yes, they're struggling with these things. So now you can come from a place of, I hear you. I know what you're thinking. Let me help you. So I want you guys to not just think about yourselves, but that's number one, but also how can you take this to your platforms and have different conversations with people. So I will be quiet now. I will do like a little interview. So I want to start with Tara. Tara, you ready? Yes, you're going first. You are.
Sure.
Hi, friend. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us about the breakthroughs about the book.
Okay. So my name is Tara, and I am. I didn't prepare an intro at all, so there's that. I'm a full-time caregiver, wife first, caregiver to my hubby. He had multiple strokes due to COVID last year, and then of course that meant, you know, everything stopped dead in its tracks for us and no income. And so I actually did just totally fall in love with a pair of leggings, and then it became something that I needed to make work. And so that's where I am at. I've been with the company for about a year, and I have learned so much and grown so much, and I'm just very blessed to be a part of all of this. And I feel like I'm at a point where now I have to do the work on me and all of this in order to kind of take that next step. So that's a little bit about me, I guess. I have finished the book because I couldn't put it down. And Paula's right. So much of this is now yellow and pink and blue and all the colors because I tried to come up with a code. I'm a very analytical person, and I'm trying to get over that. one of the things that was most impactful for me, and that I think a lot of us can relate to, is when, and this is toward the beginning of the book, where it said that we don't really even have to believe something is fully possible or wholly possible for us to be able to go for it. We don't have to have an exact plan in place to make it work. And here's the kicker: all we have to do is decide what we want and then do whatever comes next. So this is my whatever comes next. Paula said, hey, you want to share? Yes or yes. Ta-da. There you go. So whether it's, you know, the next step for you is inner work, or it's that you get invited to do something, it's just say yes and figure it out along the way. So I'm going to focus on what I took out of, it's actually toward the end of the book, but chapter 9. And I think a lot of you guys can relate to it. I feel like as women in general, a lot of us can relate to it. It's all about asking and seeking help and support. Raise your hand if you have any difficulty at all with asking for help. Anyone? Okay, so I'm not alone. Cool. All right, good. I picked a good one. So the first thing it said in that chapter was success is not a solitary journey. And obviously it gets a lot deeper than that, but it brought up a couple of things. There's a couple of people in our lives, they put them in two buckets, true believers and then way showers. That's what they call them. The people that believe in us, that see our potential, and that encourage us. And then there's another group of people, and sometimes it's the same person, that shows us it can be done. That says, I've already been where you are. Here's what I did to get here. Let me help guide you. And we need both of those people in our lives. And they may not always be the same person, but if they don't miraculously fall into our lives like little angels coming here and there, which happens, then we have to seek them out, because support is definitely very important. And I think that aligns with what we all, I think, joined for, which, or what we stay for, which is the community aspect of it. I think it's very closely related. So the reluctance, back to the not wanting to ask for help. So this was huge for me. This week has been so emotional with all of this like work. It's crazy. It makes my head hurt. But it brought up something I think a lot of us do. We all, for the most part, are very busy. We take on whatever we have to deal with in life, kids, professional, whatever it is. And we do it all, and we cope, and we handle our business. And the crazy part is we take great pride in that, of handling it all, of doing it on our own. And this made so many valid points that I'm now, like, I have them written around the house now. I'm going to read one of the sentences because there's no better way to say it. Excessive self-reliance breeds isolation, which can quickly erode self-assurance. And that is huge, you guys. It kind of means I have to do everything differently. Seeking support is not a weakness. Seeking support is actually a sign of strength. And even saying those words, I don't fully believe that, but I'm working on it. And so it basically went into the fact that being successful and increasing our support system has a direct correlation to increasing our income. You just need to take a breath after that one. Anybody? It's huge. So yeah, seeking support, not thinking we have to do everything ourselves, whether it's asking for help, delegating tasks, or aligning ourselves with other people that we know have done it before and can help guide us. And then the other thing they talked about making it difficult for us is just maybe not being open to that support and not recognizing these people when they show up in our lives, and or even seeking them out sometimes and then not be willing to listen or accept what they're offering as guidance. So another huge, so many huge nuggets, you guys. If you haven't read this book, please do. But basically saying that if we don't, when people offer praise, when people offer encouragement, I can encourage you guys all day long. I can look up your profile and tell you something that I truly mean and I genuinely feel it and I love you and I want to encourage you and I want to praise you. I can do that all day long, no big deal. I mean it. That's just how I roll. But when somebody offers praise to me, I get really uncomfortable, and the natural reaction is to laugh it off or to flip it and be like, oh no, you're so much, whatever. And that's not good. So one of the things it said was, even if you don't fully believe the praise that's being told to you or shared with you, even if you don't fully believe it, just accept it and pretend like you do. Okay, that's huge. I've literally tried it all week. It's so weird feeling. And to just say thank you. I don't know if it's because I feel like I'm not at the level they think I am. I don't know if it's because they give me praise and I think, oh no, I'm an imposter. Like I don't have it all together. I'm falling apart. Don't you see me struggling? You're so strong. You're so brave. You're this. And it's like, no. I'm striving to be those things. I'm not those things. I want to be those things. And I guess that was the point. Take it, accept it, act like you believe it, even if you don't, and then move on, because then you open yourself to growth. And it went so far as to say that if you don't do that, you're actually, what did it say? Cutting off the flow of abundance in your life. Mind blowing. Okay. So I'm not going to talk for I could talk for hours about this book, as you can probably tell. But basically just the importance of declaring intention, deciding what we want, doing whatever comes next. And yeah, I guess the whole comfort zone thing, it means more than just doing the things that are outside of our comfort zone with regard to our business, but it also has to do with being outside of our comfort zone as we feel as people. So there you go. Decide what you want and then do whatever comes next, whatever that may be. I think that's the biggest takeaway for me.
That is so good. So good. And I love that part. I remember, and this is like a long time ago, I remember somebody telling me once, you look so lean, you look so small, you look like you lost weight. I'm like, oh no, I'm so big. It's so just started complaining. And then somebody did call me out and said, I'm giving you a compliment, accept it. I'm like, oh, I went and reflected on that and I'm like, oh yeah, how do we feel? How do we feel when we compliment somebody and they're like rejecting it? Just like I'm gonna put it out there, and Tara just said it like that when I said, "Can you share on the call?" And like she almost hesitated, and I'm like, it's like we're not taking no for an answer. Why beat yourself up if you were giving an opportunity to get uncomfortable, to shine? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's for a reason. Even if you don't want to believe it, even if you want to think that you're not worthy enough or whatever, say yes. Figure it out on the way down. Your wings will grow on the way down. It's like there's no other choice, right? So anyway, that was so good, Tara. Thank you so much. But I know, yeah, I'm with you. Like, can we just read the whole book to you guys, because it's so good. Lacey, do you want to go next? Yes. Yes or yes? Yes, we need to speak to, I love that, Alyssa. We need to speak to ourselves like we talk to our girlfriends. Yes, to our girlfriends, to our kids, to our friends, to our teammates. Yes, be kind to ourselves. Lacey, hi, Lacey, you got it. You're here. You're next.
All right. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Lacey Aiding. I am a very busy mother of 4. All of them are in sports, except our oldest quit sports so he could start working because he's going to be paying for his own car and everything. We've got one in soccer year round. She's so super talented in soccer, so it's like we give her every chance she can. And soccer moms have a whole new level of responsibility. Like that's almost like a little cult. Like it's insane the work that goes into being a soccer mom. And then we've got a very talented little artist. She's only in the 8th grade and she's already having requests for people to draw her stuff. And so we're very, very busy all the time. So when I told my kids I was every Sunday, mom's going to be busy from this time because I'm in a book club. And they were like, what? You read? When do you have time? Because they all see how busy I am taping my eyelids open to get it all done. And but they thought it was so cool that I was in this book club. And that's one of the things that just keeps pushing me. I'm like, my kids think it's so cool that I'm doing this. So I'm going about my little talk a little bit differently than Tara did. I have I'm only on chapter 6. So I have about 6 little things that kind of stuck with me throughout this portion. And even though God really does not come in until later in this book, he was in there first thing for me. In the very first chapter was my sign that this is my book. And my first bullet point here is financial success is possible in almost any field, and lack of education does not have to hold you back. This here hit hard for me because I was in a marriage where my spouse was constantly downing me because I'm not a very well educated person. Throughout high school, throughout college, I was more of a socializer. Didn't care about the grades. I'm not, a good reader. Reading this book is, actually, believe it or not, easy. It's very well put together, very easy to understand. But with this book, I'm also reading everything twice because I want it to stick. But with this, my ex, he was always downing my education, always making me feel like I'm not going to be anything but a housewife. You're not going to be anything but a housewife. You're going to be in a factory your whole life. Get used to it. Yeah, boo. So that there, I was just like, I've always kind of kept that mentality. Like, I'm not going to be worth anything. I can only make so much money because I don't have a college education. I don't have that MBA. But it's completely rubbish. It's complete rubbish, and the women in here share their stories about how they had nothing. One of them was even parking cars. And she went from parking cars to being a multi-millionaire, like a matchmaker. And she's getting paid $30,000 per match because she started introducing all these rich people to each other. And it's just so amazing because she had high school dropout, 3 kids before she was out of high school. She was, single, and she had, low education. So that there was like my huge sign, Lacey, this is your book. Financial success does not depend on your educational level. What it depends on is if you're willing to learn. You do need to learn, but it doesn't matter if you're at 0 or all the way at the top. You can still get there as long as you're willing to put in the work and learn how to do it. And there were women that literally actually hopped from a better thing to a better thing, and they taught themselves something new every single time. I was up for a job, and what kept me out of getting the job was an MBA. He had an MBA. I did not. He got the job. He ran that company into the ground so hard that that company does not even exist. Some of my friends were actually on the board that chose him over me. They see what I'm doing with my life right now, and they're like, we made the biggest mistake. And I said, I know. So it's really good to hear that. Another takeaway I had was passion. They said it in many different ways, but it's passion. Loving what you do is more important than what you do, is actually a bullet point in this book. Loving what you do is more important than what you do. And with this, when you have a passion for something, you're going to put more effort into it without even realizing it. You're going to work longer, you're going to work harder, but then eventually you're going to work so, passionate, the passion just comes out and you're like, oh, I'm already done with that. I only put in an hour's worth of work today. I did everything I was trying to accomplish. And with us now and doing these power hours, it's just so amazing. If you have not done a power hour, get on one. So yeah, when you work passionately, that happens, and it makes it just so much easier for you to do more in that time. They talk a lot about money mindset in the first, well, not a lot, but they mention it several times, like your money mindset. Like, so many people see money as evil. So many people see money as, let's say, arrogance and stuff like that. And it's actually, money is like a tool. And it's, if you get your mindset in the right place of what can I do with this money? I can get my family out of debt with this money. I can, help my parents, get out of debt. I can help with this money. The more money I have, the more I can do with it. And so just getting your mindset on that money is a trigger throughout here. And it's kind of mentioned in this next one. I'll just hold it off on this next one. A lot of money is mentioned when they talk about under earners. And under earners are people obviously earning less than what they are worth. Number one, they're always in denial. I'm making money. I'm making what I earn. I'm making money what I earn. No, you're not, because there can always be more money made. They don't know their worth. They see somebody that's better than them making a certain amount, and they say, okay, well, I'm worth this amount, and you're not worth any amount. You're worth the moon, okay? And because of this, they're terrible negotiators, and they don't have the strength to say, okay, I'll do this job if you pay me this amount, because everybody else is making this amount. So they're not gonna go for that higher amount. And so they don't know their own worth. They have a mindset, again here, that the money is bad. Whether they were raised that way is a huge part of that, because if you're raised in poverty, you're always going to think rich people are snobs, they're bad. Nobility and poverty is a huge one to overcome for people. Nobility and poverty. And what this means is like, I'm proud that I can make ends meet on 500 a week, or 600 a week, or 400 a week. I'm proud that I can make that, because you know what? I bet if you were in my shoes, you could do it. And there's nothing wrong with nobility, but a way, because I used to think that too. I'm like, I don't need a guy to change my oil. My daddy taught me I can change my oil. But the way I'm changing it in my mind to think of it is like, hey, you know what? That's somebody else's job security. That's their job. I'm going to continue to help him with his business. And then, hey, I got more time to work on my business, to play with my kids, to do this or that, anything. YouTube, hello, YouTube. There's a YouTube video for everything. I could go fix my toilet. I could go, do my plumbing and everything, but I'm not going to, because I'm like, in my mindset, I'm going to say, okay, I got the money now. I'm going to help this guy's business, this plumbing business. So there's a way to, and they teach you in this book too, to kind of like reverse that mindset there. And the biggest one is one I do all the time. Every day I do it so bad. Work for free. Under earners work for free. And that is ludicrous, you guys. When I say work for free, this is, I babysit during the day. And when a parent's late, all the other local babysitters charge $1 per minute. You're 15 minutes late, that's 15 extra bucks you owe me this week. I don't do that, because I know life happens, and I know life happens, and it can, it happens. So sometimes you're late, and you shouldn't be punished for that. Now, if it was an ongoing occurrence, I probably would. But like I said, I do this every day. I work for free. And not every single day is somebody late, but there's constantly somebody a few minutes here and there. And even with Zaya, I was actually helping customers that were customers of my teammates. They were asking me for size suggestions and this and that. And I'm like, well, ask your rep. And they're like, well, she's busy. I can't get a hold of her. And I'm like, okay, and I'll help her, because I didn't want them to be left hanging. I wanted them to be able to, find that right size, because they knew it was something that was kind of iffy on the sizing. So that's a way I work for free in this business. But the more I'm growing, the more I see, hey, your time is so valuable. so valuable. All of you guys, your time is so valuable. So don't work for free. It's going to be hard to get over, but we're used to hearing no. Other people can get used to hearing no. Okay. And I'm almost done. Another bullet point I saw was intentions. And this one was like so moving because it's like your brain and your heart, whatever you want, you can do. You can do. To become a butterfly, one must be willing to give up being a caterpillar. So you have to, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And because we see that butterfly, we want to be it, we want to fly, we want to do great. A strong intention has been known to produce sheer miracles. And I've seen this so many times within Zaya. I've seen so many people just skyrocket and do amazing things because they got out of their shell and they were done. They had that determination. Oh my gosh, I've got several women on my team that have been in this less than I have, and I'm just watching them go in awe because they have got the strongest intention. They don't give up. They don't let that word no tear them down or get them behind or anything. And one of the things you need to do with your intention is you need to live consciously. And when we were reading about this, what struck to me is a personal experience is the rabbit hole of Facebook. You get to scroll and it's so easy to just get stuck in it. And the memes and the gifs you find and everything are so funny. And I had this friend that was constantly sending them to me, just like this lady in the book, constantly sending me memes, funny things. And I would just ha them. And then she's like, I don't get it. Why don't you send me stuff? You're on Facebook all the time. I was like, when I'm on there, I'm working, I'm networking. So you have to be conscious of what you're doing when you have these intentions, okay? And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, I don't really have much to say about it. It is what it is. And it's like the biggest thing in this book. Feel the fear, have the doubts, go for it anyways. Just do it. Yes or yes, right, Paula? Thank you, guys.
Totally yes. Right, you guys? Say yes in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Lacey, thank you so much. That's where I'm at too. End of chapter, I'm in chapter 6, just like Lacey. It's like, this is good. I need to read this again. But what stands out, hungry, be so hungry to do the work. Be so hungry to learn, to do the work, to show up, regardless of the disappointments and the failures and all that. Like when you know your worth, when you know, and I want you guys to start thinking from this point on, I am worth more. I am worthy of success. I am capable. I am strong. I am able to do this. I'm tired, but I'm gonna fight for what I want anyway. We tend to quit on ourselves so easily. Yes or no? Let me see those heads, right? We give up on ourselves so easily. We believe in everybody else. We think that everybody can totally crush it and conquer the world, but we don't believe that of ourselves. And something that none of the girls have mentioned, I think, I hope I didn't miss it, but a lot of this comes from our background, from our upbringing, from how we were raised. Many of us are like similar age groups. We grew up, a lot of us grew up in in households where personal development maybe wasn't a thing, where our parents grew up with parents who maybe weren't encouraging, and I'm reading these personal development books and I'm learning about myself and I have all this self-awareness and all this stuff that we have more access to right now. So they did the best they could with what they had in that moment. And maybe even us. I am not the same mom to my 8-year-old now, than I was when my stepson was 4 and 5 and 6, and he's now 23 and he's an amazing kid. But I know that I'm different. I know that I wasn't the same person when my daughter was 8, but here I am now, like, right? Like we all should be always pursuing that evolution. So Tanya, you are next, and I know this was something that was strong for you. So I don't know if you're gonna be sharing about that. If not, it's totally fine. But share with us a little bit about yourself and your breakthroughs. And we're gonna be doing the giveaway soon, you guys. So hang in there. This is important. And here comes Tanya. I think I unmuted you. Okay, there you are.
Okay.
Hi, friend.
Yes, hi. Like Paula said, my name is Tania Irizarry, and I've been with Zaya since January last year, I think. I was one of those first line reps for Paula that signed up and didn't even tell her before buying the starting kit. And then she's like, did you sign up under me? So anyway, but at first it was just a matter of, using that advantage of that 25% discount. And then I said, what are these people doing? So I started participating more of the meetings and sharing the, hold on a second. Okay, I'm sorry. I had some background noise here. So can you hear me? You still hear me? Okay. So anyway, I have 3 children. One is a 15-year-old, and I have twin boys. They're 11. So I'm actually in my daughter's room because it has the better light here. But I'm not going to add a lot because some of what Tara and Lacey and Paula just mentioned, what was, it was going to be some of the points I was going to mention, some of my breakthroughs. But like Paula said, one of the things that really have been like a big impact on me from this book is like when she talks about the background. What are some of those things that stop you from achieving those intentions or making those intentions to happen? You declare them, but what happens when they don't pan out, like she said in the book? And one of the things is because we have fear. That's one of the things that we create those fears inside ourselves, and that stop us, and we let those limiting beliefs not allow ourselves to do what we need to do to achieve the goals of success or financial freedom, or doing the actions that we need to implement. The other point that she touches in the book is about our upbringing. I actually have one section here underlined that I would like to share with you. It says, we crave and fear becoming truly ourselves. That was a sentence that really, really hit me, because sometimes we say, oh, I want to do this, I want to achieve financial success, but we don't take any action. We don't move forward. And still we have that thing in the mind, oh, yeah, I want to do this, but what if I don't? What if I don't do it? So action is key. That's correct. Then let me see if I can find the part where she talks about, okay, she says, we will also resist success because of the way we were raised, how our families influenced us, and how the culture regarded us. Their prejudices became our prototypes. That was like a big underline there, because that's I identify myself with that. I think it was Lacy that mentioned, sometimes we as women, we don't see profit as an important criterion when we're looking for a job. We're just, or we want to be entrepreneurs, but that's not important to us, the profit. And then if we compare ourselves with men are always looking to make more, but we as women move more towards the emotional portion. We want to help. We want to, women are far more motivated to make a difference or be independent than to see profits grow. That's how she put it. And that's, to me, you know, as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, we're always looking after our children, after our parents, and sometimes we put our careers or our dreams on hold because we want to make sure that those that we care for are, you know, are better before us. So then she also mentioned something about the bake sale mentality. Like, for example, when she says here, we women have had teeny little visions. If they can raise a few $100 from this bake sale, that's great, but we never think ahead. We never see that raising 10 million or $100 million, it's better than just a few zeros, like she said. What else? And I think the final point I just want to share, she says here, until we don't give ourselves permission to pursue prosperity in our own right, your best intentions will remain mere pipe dreams, delusions of grandeur with no relationships to reality. So profit is a virtue as a prerogative and not an impropriety. And then she goes into, you know, we need to think about money, about giving us choices, security, flexibility. You know, if we want to give or leave a legacy for our families. But that's basically where I'm at. That's all in chapter 4. And like I said, I think Lacy and Tara and Paula also mentioned some of these points previously. So those are some of the areas that I thought, you know, to share with you guys tonight.
So good. Was that right? Did anybody have like some little light bulb moments? I'll tell you some of the things that thank you, Tanya, for sharing, and Tara and Lacy, thank you so much. I know this wasn't like, yeah, let me do it. I know it's like, it's a little scary, but how cool that we can share a little bit of this and create maybe some thoughts. Like tonight, when you put your head on the pillow, give it some thought. Like, think about what did you hear growing up? I personally always heard, you're so ambitious. I always told my mom, I'm going to be the CEO of Coca-Cola. I'm going to have 4 kids. And she was like, 4 kids? How are you going to take care of those? I'm like, I'm going to have a nanny for each kid. And I'm going to, like, I was always ambitious. I always talked about how I was going to have, like, I always looked at cars and I'm like, Mommy, that's the car that I want. But I was always shut down. Why? Not like, now that I've discovered all this and now that I've like, okay, that's what she grew up with. Like, my mom grew up with 10 siblings. My grandma raised them all on her own because I think my oldest aunt was like 15 years old. My mom was almost 15, all by herself. So she was like, I sometimes go crazy with 3 kids. My husband is like, I'll go out, whatever. And I'm like, where is this dude? Like, why is it like, help, right? And imagine having 10 kids, a farm and all these things, and you're on your own and you're this young. So now I understand more. So think about those things, like, what did you hear growing up? Maybe you have somebody right now that is like planting those thoughts. Or we at the end of the day, we can get to a place, like, we're not going to get rid of people that are around you, right? Like, that's not the point, but it's how can we identify and how can we, it's all about how we react and what we allow to get in the way. And I do believe that we have much more power of how we react to things than we really truly think. This book is helpful regardless of how much money and how much income you want. I think this is a book with great lessons. tons of self-awareness, and also will help you in identifying and thinking. Just think about this, your prospects, when you reach out to somebody and you say, oh, look, this opportunity is so great, you can make money. Most people in their mind are not thinking, oh yeah, dude, like I'm gonna make so much money. No, they're thinking, I can't. I've grown up all my life with people telling me that I can't, with people, maybe stories of their family members who've all been broke or alcoholic or all these things. So they can't think past their reality and how they've grown up. But we can be the people that encourage, that say, listen, I know that you're afraid to give yourself this chance, but you have nothing to lose. Let me show you the way. Let me show you this community. Let me show you how we change our beliefs, does that make sense? So I'm like trying to show you guys the bigger picture and why this is so important. So don't beat yourselves up when people tell you no. I want you to think, what could be going through their minds and how can I ask them? And that's why it's so important to ask more questions. Like, what's holding you back? But what are you afraid of? What are you hesitating about? What are your doubts? Does that make sense? I hope that helps you guys. I know Amazon is gonna be like, what in the world is going on? Yeah, I know, like all of a sudden this little neglected book is now becoming a top seller. I have no idea. Really powerful, really good, highly recommended, but don't just buy it. You gotta read it. Buying it. Do you guys see that? You see all these books? You guys probably think, wow, Paula is a bookworm. No, like I haven't read half of the books that are there. So I'm telling you, it is a big deal. I'm calling you out already. Don't just buy it. You gotta read it or listen to it because it will help you so much. I know it. I know it. I know it. Okay, so without further ado, oh, okay, can you get a screenshot like with a computer? Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. Okay, okay, let me take a quick turn your cameras on. Turn your cameras on. Let's announce. I don't know if she's here. I don't know if she's on the call. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if she's here. Is the winner of our tank top challenge. So we're picking two winners. We're picking two winners. One is the top winner, and then the other one is just a drawing from all the entries. You guys, that's so much work. I love it. I love it, but it's so much work. It's so exciting. Okay, so the winner of our, so I'm gonna announce the three top tank top sellers. So the third place, Emily Nelson with 38 tank tops. Our yeah, I know, 38 tank tops. That was pretty impressive. Our second place with 47, man, it's so close. 47 tank tops, Jill McLean. Jill, are you on the call? I don't know if she's here. 47. And then our winner with 48. Like the difference is one tank top. Kim Casavan. Kim, are you on the call? I don't know, give us some, because I know some of you are called like iPhones and whatnot. Are you here? Are you guys here? Is Kim on the call? 48 tank tops. So we're gonna confirm all that. I will reach out to you, Kim. Awesome, awesome. So let's see. Now, here are all the entries. So I have a number randomizer, whatever that's called. But here we are, it's here, and I'm going to press this. Oh my God, this makes me so nervous. Okay, I'm going 3, 2, 1. Do I just touch it? No, wait, I touched the wrong place. Number 53. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the list. Number 53, 53. Where are you, 53? Okay, where's my Google Doc? Where's my Google? Okay, here we go. Number 53, Jennifer Freeman. Jennifer, you, whoop, whoop. Jennifer sold a whole lot of tank tops. Yay! Okay, so those are our two winners. I need to write this down. So Kim and Jennifer Freeman. Do you guys like these type of challenges? I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you. Oh my God, let's take the picture. There are so many of your faces on here. I am so excited. Let's see. Okay, let's take a picture. We need a picture, friends. Okay, everybody clean your phones. Show me your teeth. You guys take pictures, share them on your social media, share with people. Say cheese, everybody. Good job, everybody. So this is what I was thinking. I want to challenge all of us. I know many of us are working on listen, even the 3 by 2,500, I want to ask you a question and be honest. Where's my printout? And be honest with me. How many of you looked at our 3 by 2,500 bonus and you thought, oh, $5,000 bonus plus 750, 750, 750. I'll never win something like that. Be honest. How many of you still right now you're thinking, I'll never win anything like that? And you're not even trying. Why? 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 Why not give yourself the opportunity to try? The money is cherry on top, but the person you will become, the business woman you will become in pursuing something like this is worth way more than stinking $5,000. Because at the end of the day, $5,000 is paper, it's money. It'll go away really quick. As a matter of fact, about 30% of it is gonna go to taxes. Seriously, stinking taxes. But the person you're gonna become, the lives that you're gonna be touching, the impact that you're gonna make, the way that you're gonna help so many people feel about themselves when they put on those bomber bras and those light and tights, you much rather say, I can do it and not even try. You're doing yourselves a disservice. And I want to be really honest, because you could be thinking, oh yeah, Paula, if we all do this, like give more money for you. It's not about that. I want you guys to feel that you can do hard things. And don't just look at the 5,000. I want you to think about the most important things that come from something like this. And is you feeling proud of trying. Look, there are people, the Olympics just finished. Not everybody takes a medal. But think about all the things that these people have gone through for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, trying to win a piece of gold. But it's the opportunities that have come through them, the people that they've inspired along the way. Honor yourself and believe the fact that you are worth more. Fight for this goal. Even if you don't hit it, the fight, it's what's important. What you will accomplish fighting for this, it's what's important. Jenny, you want to share something? I don't know.
Yeah, I want to share.
Like, preach, Paula.
I'm dying. So the last time Zaya did a promo like this where you got I don't remember what it was, but it was like a year plus ago. At the beginning of the month, I'm like, yeah, I really, really want it, but I still inside did not believe that it was possible. And when I finally realized that I'm worthy, capable, and can handle being a leader of all of these people, all of a sudden the floodgates opened and I got 3 people in one day. It was 3 days before the last day of the month.
It was a decision.
It finally just clicked, and it just went. 3 people one day, and I hadn't anybody before that. I had nobody on my team before that.
That's amazing.
And the one other thing I wanted to say is because I saw a few people raising their hands saying that they didn't think that they could do it, and you probably don't really know why. And one thing I want to challenge you to think about is, when you think that you're not capable of doing it, is it really that you don't think you're capable of doing it, or that you don't want to set that goal and then fail? Or do you not want to set that goal and then not reach it and say, well, I didn't really give it my all anyway? So that you don't admit defeat. So get that out of your mind. Don't allow that to be the reason why you don't try, why you don't send the emails, why you don't make the phone call, why you don't make the connection, why you don't go to the event. Don't let that be your excuse, because it's going to come the end of this challenge and you're going to be like, F word.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amen. Amen. And I would say, let's go for 1 rep and $1,000. But I know that we can do better than that. I know that you can set your mind on that goal. Like, I have a blackboard. You guys, if you've been on the calls for a little while with me, the blackboard that was always like empty. So it's now on that side and it's so full of things. It's like power hour, 3 by 25. Like, I have my reminders there. I printed this one just yesterday so I can put it on my board right here. I'm gonna tape it on the board. I should have done it before. I don't know why I haven't done it, but I don't know if I'm gonna hit it. Like, I can say I'm gonna do it and I'm more focused on the daily activities that will help. If it happens, awesome. If it didn't, it doesn't matter, because I'm gonna be proud of the action steps that I took every single day, instead of thinking, oh, I'm a loser, I didn't even commit to it because I wasn't gonna hit it anyway. That's not the thinking. That's not a Zaya boss. That's not the girl boss, badass that we're saying we are. No, change that thinking. Say, I'm gonna give it my best. The money of this bonus is gonna be the cherry on top. But the person that we become throughout these 90 days, it's worth more than it's your 6-figure check right there. That's what I want you guys to think. So I want you guys to give it some thought tonight. I know it's late for some of you. Some of you, you know, like, I'm on West Coast time. The night is young, Paula. Then take advantage of that. But take your WIT pill. You know what that is? Whatever it takes, give it your best. If it's not of interest to you, it's okay. Ignore my blah, blah, whatever. It's fine. You don't have to do it. But if you are not going after it because you don't think it's possible for you, but you're pumping everybody up, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Give yourself the same confidence that you give other people. Okay, deal? Yes? Okay, you guys. Love you guys. I am proud of you. I'm very excited for all the things happening. We have Summit coming up very soon, Thursday. Invite people to the Discover. We have a Discover event. Same link, same password. Discover Zaya team. Don't invite people to the team event. I just put it there so that you guys could see it. But it will be a Zoom like this, your prospects. I'm working on a new presentation. Why is this important for you? Why is it important for you guys to be on it, so that you hear me and you see the presentation, and you guys can mock it later if you want. You can always invite people to it. I also want to have a recording of it so that we can use it for the future. I most importantly invite people between tonight, tomorrow, Thursday morning. Invite your prospects, invite your customers, hostesses, everybody and their mother. Invite them to Thursday Zoom. It will be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. This same Zoom link. Impact is the password. Invite people. Let's talk about the opportunity. Let's share what Zaya is about, why Zaya is the business to join. And I'm going to help you guys promote. It is a great third-party tool. Share it. You don't have to do it, but take advantage of it. Okay, you guys, have a great night. I love you, and I will share this recording as soon as possible. Love you guys. Have a great night. Great job, girls.